the center right now from 1 to 2. If it comes an ace, it'll be most unfortunate. It's interesting flop.
Yeah.
Check. Check.
Check.
Check.
Alexander's got 2 ways to hit a straight, 9 or king. And that's a heart. Has made Charalambous a flush draw.
Check.
Well,
I'd like to see him win this pot
Just,
with a 9 deuce.
But,
I would.
I mean, there's 45,000 now. I was just saying, it seemed like anybody could win it right now by going all in. Although, it's hard to know that. The 15,000 bet by Alexander's only gotten
Pass.
1 hand out. Charalambous needs a heart or a 10 or a deuce.
Check, check.
And wonder what would happen
No,
on the river.
yes,
Yeah.
they see that he's flat called with ace 10 here. So next time, if he raises, they're going to think that he ain't got anything, Jesse. So we'll see if it does happen.
Yeah, it's levels on levels. Raising a bit of a tricky issue, as Phil Hellmuth well knows.
Let's talk about the size of the raise. The size of the raise can be really key because most people, a standard raise is 3.5x. So if the blinds are 50 and 100, you would come in for 350. If one person is called, you would come in for 450. That's the standard traditional way to play poker. Now, let's just suppose a lot of people at your table are calling your raises and you don't want a lot of calling. You're going to have to raise even more. Conversely, let's suppose that you have a big hand like aces or kings and you feel like you have to make a raise, but you want some action. You can raise a little bit less with a hand like that. And you know, the size of your raise can really confuse people. Sometimes I'll make a huge raise with a strong hand because people aren't expecting it. Control your raises, use them to fool people.
You've got to be prepared to put your chips in, knowing full well you're behind, Jesse. I don't mean with hands like Queen 3, Queen Deuce, with some matching cards, and hope that you catch something. And you know, if someone calls you, you catch something, you have a little touch, and you've doubled up.
Right. The biggest thing, obviously, that Charalambous wants to make sure he
Call.
doubles up to 150,000 and is not trying to double up to 80.
Yeah.
And he's getting close to that right now. I would have fancied Charalambous sticking his chips in there, though he's in dire straits. Should stick it in now, maybe. Get it in there.
Check.
God almighty.
Sadist. Well, something's got to happen here.
Well,
If they both check again, that's it.
see, now it's too late,
15,000.
isn't it? LaSalle said.
Didn't bet the ace the first time, now you decided to bet it.
Well, this is the logic that you were saying. If Charalambous had an ace, surely he would have moved before the flop.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
it's
he
not
would
rocket
have there, would he?
science, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry? What did you say?
Automatically now he's hit his card and he's putting himself on the back foot. Yeah, he's
Right.
got to.
Well, he's done it. And this is really...
Yeah, I thought so. Anyway, I'll bet it. On the backs.
Yeah, please.
This is trouble for Charalambous. He hit his card and is out-kicked anyway. Yeah.
But he just said then, Barrow, he thought that the other guy had the ace.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, anyway, it's a 6 or 7 for a split. That deuce, the queen's going to play.
Yeah.
It was
down, heads up.
Cheers, man.
I don't think you need the letter.
And
Well done.
he gave it a great run, this John Charalambous.
He did, yeah.
Just a couple of pots
Me
he
and
might have
me.
played differently.
Me and
That's
me.
all in retrospect. But we're head up. We are head up.
Yeah.
Looking at that hand again. The money went in on the turn. Both players fought and then didn't think they'd hit their card, but the kicker, all important. By a pip is as good as a wink here. 2 9s with the ace-queen winning in the end.
2 players left, both dreaming of the last seat in the semifinal. Can Barrow wheel Alexander out of this tournament? Join us after the break.
Sure.
Down to the nitty-gritty of this heat for that one seat left in the semifinal, and both these players have kind of gotten here by different means, Ian. You mentioned that LaSalle Barrow might have been waiting to get to the heads-up before he made his move, and now he's gotten there. Can he close the deal? He's 2-1 disadvantage to Gavin Alexander, who lost a big pot, then won an even bigger one to get himself in this position.
Yeah, I don't think this all is going to be boring. That could quite easily have been his plan, because he did come out like an absolute lunatic early on, didn't he? Got himself a couple of 100,000 chips and then sat back, and he is now heads up every chance.
As far as the stats go, besides the chip differential, both these players have been playing very similar. I mean, if you think about the hands they've played together, Ian.
Well, I think LaSalle, he's seen a lot more flops than any other player at the table, but it just seemed he didn't have that bit of conviction in playing the flop, you know, if he was missing. Whereas Gavin was he didn't mind putting a couple of bets in.
From a position of desire, Ian, the fact that LaSalle Barrow has played 2 or 3 times already, you know he wants to get that feather in his cap, and Gavin Alexander might be thinking, hey, this is easy. I could do this every time.
Right.
Well, I think LaSalle's just actually bought into this tournament, but I know Gavin actually won quite a big multi-table tournament to get his seat here, so
to 30,000 total.
I don't know if that'll make any difference to how they play this.
This is a message. You often say that the first hand of head-up play sets the trend, and Barrow starting off aggressive.
15, yes.
Yeah. Cool.
We saw him fold this exact hand on the button before the flop.
Yeah, we
three
did.
ways. So,
Yeah.
I mean, something's changed. There's 30,000 in the pot each, and they both missed.
I'm glad this flop came, because I want to see who wants to play.
30,000.
30,000.
There's your answer.
Yeah. Good play. But you'd be expecting him, really, if he has hit the flop, he'd be checking, wouldn't he? Because LaSalle made the action. So if this guy's hit the flop, he'd be checking.
Nice.
So that's a point that he's let go by there. You know, it's good action. He's getting his chips in, but you know that he hasn't hit anything.
Alexander taking that first one.
Nice 2 cards.
Oh, those are just, yeah, they're pretty. Pretty as a picture, aren't they? He's trying to decide what to do. There's tons of ways for him to play this right now.
What's that, 30,000?
20 more.
20.
It's a minimum raise,
Yeah.
is what it is. And that's not going to chase Gavin.
No, I think he'd be calling this.
Raise.
Wow. How much? Good thought here. He's decided that LaSalle is not very strong. Well, that's not
More to call.
That's not a very...
He's moved all in.
Yeah,
He's moved all in, yeah.
On the backs.
quick call
Man, I got
from Alexander. He said, I cannot lay this down.
Yeah.
And this is LaSalle's chance. Has Alexander mistimed this, or has Barrow just played it clever, or?
Well, he's played the hand exactly right. Oh, look at this for a flop.
Wow. Barrow needs the queen-king to hold because he's all in. He can reverse the rolls, but Alexander needs a jack, a 10 or a 9 to end it and go to the semis. Let's change nothing.
Nothing at all.
9 outs here for Alexander. Straight 80-20 shot there, saying. Oh! Look close, but look again. This game goes on, and LaSalle has doubled up.
He played the hand okay there, Jesse, and it's exactly how he should have been playing all those other fairly big hands he was getting. But he wasn't, was he? He was putting in the flat call. I'm thinking that he's doing it to re-raise, but he wasn't. But he played